Waiting. And I believe we are live. Let me get to the page to make sure. Yep, there we are. Okay, fantastic. Whoops, wrong way. Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to our live today at Twisted U. Chadwick here to bring you some hopefully some entertainment. So we got onto the live without incident today, and I don't know what to do with myself. I normally have technical difficulties. So anyway, here we go. I have Kelsey with Primrose Yarn Company with us today, and her little special guest sporting a smart little sweater. So just in case our special little guest is not able to last very long, we're going to focus on you first and take care of all the great things that you put in or gave us to host in our store. I can't wait. We have so much to show our fans. So welcome. So glad to have you here. Glad it worked out, first of all. So that's always good. So, all right, Kelsey. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a bit story behind your name. How did you come up with Primrose?
So I was originally doing ceramics, actually. I went to college, to art school at Temple University, at Tyler School of Art. I initially thought I was going to be a painting major. And I wasn't learning anything. I had a great art program in high school, and I really wasn't learning anything that I already hadn't learned in high school. So I felt I was wasting my time. So I kind of segued into printmaking in that respect of like, I really like drawing realistic things and always loved drawing, and printmaking. You can make multiples of a single drawing. But behind that, I had always been a handcrafter when I was growing up. I loved doing cross stitch. I loved crocheting. And my mom taught me how to do cross stitch when I was like 5. And so I'd always loved fibers. I'd always sewn and stuff. So I figured they have a fiber program. I want to also major in fibers. So I decided to pick up a double major the second semester of my sophomore year. And so I got into fibers that way heavily. I learned how to dye using acid dyes. I learned batiking. I learned screen printing on fabric. I learned like a ton of stuff. And I specialized. I actually started to specialize in fiber studies. So different fibers, how they react to dyes, how they take dyes, and the dyeing process itself and how it applies to fiber arts. I did a lot of weaving as well. And then when I got out of college, I really didn't know what to do. It's really hard with a studio fine arts degree to find work if you haven't majored in photography or graphic design. Everything's so electronic right now that it's mainly focused on that around those two fields. And so I was really struggling. So I went back to waitressing while I was trying to find jobs. And my mother-in-law, during my senior year, I reconnected with my high school sweetheart, and his mom is a huge knitter, loves knitting socks. His grandmother also was a knitter. So when we found out we were expecting our daughter, Paige, I wanted to knit her things. I didn't want to crochet. I wanted to knit. And she gave me some sock yarn, a set of needles, and a book, and basically said, here you go. And so one Saturday I sat in front of YouTube and taught myself how to knit a pair of socks. And I knit one sock and I said, this is really boring. I want to go big. So I ended up knitting a Vera Valamanki pattern, a heavily cabled pattern, and a sweater. And that was my first official knit, is a cabled sweater. So I got hooked with the knitting, and I started watching podcasts. And there's a podcast that was phenomenal, and it's no longer running, but it's called Let's Knit Together. And they would travel to big events. And so my husband and I got married in October, and I found out about Rhinebeck right at the beginning of September. And I was watching a podcast around 12:30 in the morning, and I saw this. She was walking around Dutchess County, and I'm like, we're going. We're getting married. We're doing our honeymoon, and then we're going up to Dutchess County. So called my mother-in-law at 12:30 in the morning, and I said, I just booked us a hotel. Get ready to go to Rhinebeck. And we went, and I walked in, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I just fell in love, and ever since then, you know, I've been dyeing yarn. I started in my apartment kitchen. We needed more space because our family had grown, and a 40 square foot kitchen really doesn't service dyeing that well. So we got a house. I started dyeing in the kitchen in the house, and applying the skills that I learned in college with the acid dye process. Outgrew that pretty quickly. And then actually from our old house, because we moved to a different house. My studio is literally 2 blocks away from our old house. So I used to walk over to the studio, and now have a 5,200 square foot studio space. So, which is where we're at now.
Nice.
But it's nice because my husband gets to cook dinners and stuff, and we're not eating takeout all the time because our kitchen's overrun with dye and yarn and
right.
all things that come with the territory. He married a knitter and a dyer, and he didn't know what he was in for.
Right.
So, well, he
Very
did.
cool.
It was mom, but
yeah, very cool.
But, yeah, the name Primrose, when I started my ceramic business, I really just I liked the word primrose, and I looked it up. It was a word that stuck in my head for some reason, and I looked it up, and it actually the flower means the inability to live without. So I was like, that really fits with how I feel about the art community, the crafting community. It's a part of my life. It's every day I'm doing something artistic, whether it's, you know, dyeing yarn, knitting, quilting, hand sewing, something like that. So that's how I came up with the name Primrose.
Yes. You changed my view here. Hold on. There we go. Is that better? Okay, sorry. I had it on speaker view instead of gallery view, so I was just switching back and forth between the two of us. So
Gotcha.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. Please continue.
Oh, no, that's pretty much what led me into dyeing. Like, you know, indie dyes were a big thing at the time. So I started off my business with commercially spun yarn, like everybody does. They find out who the suppliers are. I ordered some yarn, and I started dyeing yarn. And quickly we figured out that ceramics weren't going to make like a living. You know, there are some people who make it a living, but for me, it wasn't sustainable.
Sure.
So I started to dye yarn. I think I did the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, and I had like 10 skeins, and I had about 150 project bags that I had sewn, and I had a bunch of yarn bowls that I had hand painted. And my husband looked at me, and he said, you know, your yarn sold in like 6 minutes, and you need to make more yarn. So I started making yarn. I cold called a bunch of shops begging them to start business with me, and because when you start a business, the things that you don't realize are very simple once you understand how to run a business.
Yeah.
But it's like a steep learning curve, and I hit that. Like I was like, okay, everybody's gonna come running, and I'm gonna get like people are gonna want to buy my yarn just because I'm posting. And I was like, you know, sitting there twiddling my thumbs, and I'm like, why isn't this working? And I was like, oh, you have to go to the customers and tell them you exist. And so it was a very steep learning curve. And there was a shop in Doylestown that picked me up, and I have a fantastic relationship with her, and I consider her my local yarn shop for sure.
Cool.
It's Forever Yarn.
Very nice. Awesome. So obviously you have a lot of things going on. Where do you see Primrose going in the next 3 years? Where do you? So
we started off with indie dyed yarn. And you're okay. And I've been really passionate. I did a project called the PA project, is what I called it. And it really allowed me to understand how supporting local industries and local farms and local businesses are really super important. And then COVID hit, and it emphasized it so much more for me. And I knew that there was a fiber mill nearby. It literally 8 miles down the road from our studio. And when I did this PA project, I had bought I bought fleeces from farms that were literally within an hour drive from me in every direction. And I had the mill process those fleeces and spin up this yarn that we dubbed the PA project. And we got 205 skeins, I think, out of 9 fleeces. And I took it to New York Sheep and Wool, and it got a really good response because people knew who the wool was from. They knew the mill that spun it, and they knew that we brought it back to our studio. And so all this happened in Pennsylvania. And then just building off of that project that I did, essentially, I really fell in love with the process of mill spun yarn and what the difference is with that. And then not to mention that, I could have custom yarn made for me and my company. So we've been very heavily working with our mill. We've been largely focusing on custom yarn production. We do have something new coming out for the holidays, around the holidays, from them. It's going to be a new DK weight, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But we do have a custom yarn coming from them that I'm really excited about, and I have a bunch of designers that are excited to work with it too. So I'm really happy about that. But we've been doing a lot with our homestead sport and our worsted, and we get our house fingering from that's a custom yarn blend from them, and also our homestead line is 100% American wool. It is superwashed. It's a whole process. It comes from American farmers. It's superwashed in America, and it's shipped to us, and it's an East Coast product. Fantastic. So, yep. So we're really proud of that, and that's kind of where I see my company going. It's 100% American-made goods, American products, and custom for our company, not commercial anymore.
Sure, absolutely. That's awesome. That's a great goal to reach for. So. We have a question. Hold on.
Matthew wants to know if he has any advice for new dyers.
Any advice for new dyers?
Wear a mask when you're dyeing. You don't want rainbow lung.
Rainbow. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good advice.
They were really strict with us in college about, having the proper safety equipment when you're dyeing. That's really important. Never use the same pots that you're using to dye yarn to cook. It's a really toxic chemical that's in those dyes that sets them, and that they can be quite dangerous. But just take your time with it. It is a learning curve, but if you treat it kind of like watercolors, where you build up layers of color, you can't expect to get a clean color if you pow with really bold, dark colors to start. I recommend learning how the dyes interact with each other, giving yourself a couple of test skeins, playing with different techniques of directly adding the powder or pouring the dye onto the yarn. And just it's fun to experiment and give yourself that ability to do in freedom to do it. And we do it in here all the time.
Very cool. Thank you for taking the time to answer that. Any other questions popping up?
Just verifying she.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the walkabout.
Okay.
Let me switch cameras here, so bear with me. Okay. So.
God bless you.
There we go. Switch cameras, and I'm going to mute this. So give me a second to switch cameras and mics. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. So we are so grateful to have your beautiful stuff in our little hot little hands. So we're going to start back here. All of these gorgeous beauties here. And this is Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
It is single ply fingering weight, 435 yards. And this is batch, right? Because you have one-offs. This is a batch Is this,
Yeah,
am I
those
saying
are
it
more
right?
regular colors. Our onesies are what we,
Onesies. That's what
yeah,
it's
our
called.
onesies are what we call our one of a kinds that, like I said, when I allow myself to play in the dye pots and stuff and try new dyes out or, you know,
Sure.
try different techniques because you got to keep it fresh all the time.
Sure.
Um,
Absolutely.
they become our one-off if I don't, if I one, don't write the recipe down for them, or two, if I'm 100% I can replicate it exactly, they become one-offs or onesies
Sure.
as we call them. And yeah,
Okay.
and
So awesome. This is a worsted, homestead worsted, approximately 150 yards, 3-ply, lots of beautiful different colors. We have patterns that these have been knit up with. We don't have samples in the shop. So Callie will be dropping in links to things that have been made with these yarns. We have some more here, still some more homestead worsted. Let's see how the colors work, been woven together. It's beautiful. All right, so then on the other side of this, try to move slow so I don't make anybody sick here. Okay, so this is sport on this side. All of that gorgeousness there. This is approximately 250 yards, homestead sport. Lots of beautiful colors. And then we have this beauties, this over here, a little more of a rustic look, but it doesn't feel rustic. How did you accomplish that? That's beautiful.
so we have 3 different fiber types that we blend. Well, it's 3 different colors, shades, and 2 fiber types that we have the mill blend up for us. We worked really hard with them to get the right ply, the right color of the base to start off with, and as well as I didn't want it because part of it is Shetland or the Gotland or Shetland. Might be confusing the new yarn that we have coming out. But we have. I have a lot going on.
Yeah.
But we it's okay. But that base can tend to be a little bit on the harsher side, so we have a merged blend with it, and they do a fantastic job. Every time I get a product back from them, I couldn't be
Yeah,
happier.
no, this is amazing. It looks like it would be a little more towards the Brillo pad end of things, but it is not. It's nice.
Yeah.
This is
And
house.
better. Yeah, it gets better if you soak it in soak wash or eucalyptus. It gets even softer after you
Awesome.
nip it.
It's a 2-ply fingering weight, 50-50 merino Shetland, 400 yards. Beautiful colors. Would love to see a sweater made out of that. May have to help myself. Then we're over at the table. So this little section right here, these are the onesies, you called them?
Yeah.
And these are out of the Adelaide base. Single ply, 100% super wash merino, 435 yards. Some gorgeous color. You are not afraid of color. That's awesome. I love that orange. Beautiful. Lots of choices. And then we have this. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors here. And this is rose, the base rose. Is that right? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
3-ply sport weight, 100% superwash merino, 325 yards. Gorgeous colors. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Any of these your particular favorites, or do you just love them all?
I love them all. I think I sent you guys Crow in
Yeah. Oh, Crow. Yes, I just passed it. It's over here. That's the one I touched.
Yeah, that's one of my new favorites. It's like not brown, it's not black, and it's not gray. It's like a combination of all of them. And
there's a lot of color in there.
Yeah, I love neutrals, and I love pairing, especially if I'm knitting a sweater. I love to do the main color as a neutral, and
sure.
I love with like the homestead sport and worsted, and get as crazy with the colors as I possibly can.
Sure. Well, what I'm noticing is that not not too terribly far away, it looks like it's just a color, but then you get close to it and there's a lot of play, like especially this crow, where far away it kind of looks like a little chocolate brown or maybe a little espresso in there, but then you get up close and it's just shades of gray and brown, maybe a little blue or purple, depending on what your eye is drawn to. It's beautiful. So awesome job, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So if you're in the area, come stop by and see Primrose's beautiful product. We have it for 2 weeks. So happy to host all of these gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. So, all right, I'm going to switch back to my other camera here. So bear with me. All right, can you hear me?
Yes, again.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna kill this. There we go. Okay, so thank you so much for sending all of that gorgeous yarn. Can't wait to let everybody come in and see it. So excited. Okay, so we're going to do things a little out of order. We're gonna do the giveaway right now. Do you want to describe what it is that you're giving away?
So I did $100. Is there a echo? Can you guys hear an echo on your end? That kind of threw me for a minute. I'm gonna give a gift card, $100 gift card to the winner.
Wow, thank you. Very generous. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, here's all the people that commented on the video last week. So that is the only way to get into these weekly drawings that we have, is to simply comment on the video today to be entered in the next week's live. So to be clear, we're not having a live next week because it's Thanksgiving Day, and we're going to safely be with our family or households, whatever. Anyway, so dun, da, da, da. Heather Peterson. Winner, chicken dinner. That's backwards, I know, but Heather Peterson. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put this down. So, congratulations, Heather. We'll be in touch to get your information to get you your prize. Okay, so I know he's doing pretty good, better than we thought.
Probably gonna fall. Oh. He's probably gonna fall asleep because I'm bouncing my legs trying to keep it.
All right. Well, you're welcome to stay on here. We wanted to make sure to get through what we needed to with you, just in case little buddy wasn't going to make it, but it looks like he's doing pretty good. I really love his sweater. You made that, right, for him?
Yeah, that was it was the second sweater I think I made. I made a out of a onesie. I made the baby vertebrae for him. That was the first one. This is a Sidar pattern. It is called Textured Cardigan, I think, and you have to order it off of Sidar. I don't think you can get it on Ravelry. And it is out of Harrisville sheer. That's what I knit it out of.
Very nice. So super cute.
Thank you.
All right. So now we're going to go back through things that we're knitting. So since she has a little guy in her lap, she'll tell us, what are you knitting on today or this week?
So I'm doing a second Spark cardigan by Andrew Mowry, and it is 50% out of my, well, a little bit more than 50% out of my hand spun yarn. I spun up some Corriedale, some oatmeal colored Corriedale, and I 3-plied it. And then I picked Rusted Root because I had done it for my first version. I did a really dark with rainbow contrasting color. And then I wanted to do something a little bit more natural, and I wanted to do a lighter version. So the hand spun is the main color, and then I have Rusted Root Homestead Worsted as my contrast. So I'm working on that pretty avidly, and I also am casting on something for my husband for Christmas.
Very nice. Very nice. I just finished this little thing. It's one of our little kits that we have. It's from Top This. One of my friends' daughters just had a baby. Of course, this is going to be for when he's a little older, but because his head's not quite this big. But this is so cute. We have the kits here in the shop. And we have a bunch of different, these are just the ones I grabbed.
Oh,
How cute are these little, and they come with the yarn, the pattern on the inside, and it's just the little stripes up,
oh, that's adorable.
and they're hand washable. You can, this is tied on, so if you need to wash the hat, you can. So perfect little hat kits. All right, and of course I'm in hat mode, so this is a hat that I already made, but this is the new one that I'm working on. So excited. It's out of Malabrigo,
Oh, beautiful.
one of my new favorite yarns. Simple hat pattern,
Mhm.
but this one is in shades of red. It's gorgeous, it's super soft. Of course, my favorite is Carrie York bag, local bag maker here in town. All right, so you are more than welcome to stay with us as long as you'd like. But I do appreciate the time that you gave us today. I know you're super busy with your business, you know, COVID times. It's just so crazy. You're just either really slammed or it's, you know, feast or famine, I guess is the best way to say that. Luckily, you're in the feast part. So good luck with that. Hopefully it stays that way. So I'm going to go over some things for the shop here. We have no live next week because it's Thanksgiving. The shop will be closed all day. We have shorter hours the day before, and we are closed. The shop will be closed for Black Friday to people coming in the shop, but we will have our Black Friday video sale. I'm sorry, Facebook Live sale. I think it's 10 to 12. I think it's 10 to 12, but check our website for the actual time. We will be doing a kit sale, so really good prices on kits. We have, do I have any kits, garments around me?
No.
No? Okay. I was gonna highlight some of the garments for the kits, but I totally spaced on getting those together today.
I wanted to showcase them on Black Friday.
Yes.
and
So
launch those on Black Friday.
stay tuned. Let's see. And in each purchase you make during that time frame will get you put into a drawing for Mad Tosh Advent Calendar.
Oh,
So 12 days
so
plus a
epic.
few extras. We're so excited about these. So, so all you have to do to be entered in for the Black Friday drawing for one of these is to make a purchase. Okay, then we have Small Business Saturday on the 28th. So stop on by and see us. We'll have Spin the Swift, where we'll have some additional fun prizes and discounts that you can win. There's a really big giveaway at the end of the day. Purchasing raffle tickets. It is a Mad Tosh fade.
Ooh.
I think 5 skein fade. I think it's 5. Yeah, beautiful, gorgeous. Of course, I don't have it here to show you. So imagine with me 5 skeins of beautiful yarn. Okay, Cyber Monday. We have an online store now, so we get to participate in Cyber Monday. These will be online sales. We were preparing emails for each section of the day to alert you what the next big sale is. If you haven't signed up for our newsletters, you can do that by going to our website. And that's how you'll get the emails for our Cyber Monday sale. And those sales items will only be available online, hence the name Cyber Monday. So you can stand in my store and purchase it online and give us a few minutes to put it together, but it has to go through our website. All right, last day to purchase the holiday version of our Bliss box. This is just a visual representation. It might not look exactly like this, but we have 3 price points, small, medium, and large, both kits, both knit and crochet. Great for surprising yourself at the holidays or giving it to that avid knitter or crocheter that you have in your life. And those of you that have been with us for a while, we have Ruby Yu making her debut again. So she'll be out and about on the 28th. And then starting the 29th through the end of the year, we'll do Find Ruby Yu, where there'd be 2 times in a day, 11 to 2 and 2 to 5, where if you find her, we'll hide her in the store. If you find her, then you get 50% off on a skein of yarn of your choice. Of course, that does exclude consignment yarn and trunk show. So, but if you find her, you just bring her to the cash register and they will hold her for you while you go shop for your 50% off skein of yarn of your choice. So those of you that have an email address know that during the holiday seasons, we get 8 million emails. So this year, instead of doing our 12 days of Christmas emails, we're going to do 12 days of Christmas Facebook Lives. So we'll save a few emails coming into your inbox for that. There'll be gift ideas and other great things that we're going to showcase. So this should be fun, short little videos. So first 12 days of Christmas starting December 1st. So those of you in the state of Idaho know that we have been recently rolled back to stage 2 for the pandemic that we are all experiencing. So we are so happy that we get to stay open, but we do have a slight change to our protocols here in the store. We do ask that you have a mask on at all times while you're inside. We also have a little, I turned my phone off so I can't show you, but directly to my left here by the front door is a sanitation station where you can put some hand sanitizer on before you touch the yarns. And then as you leave the store, if you want to squirt as you walk out, you're certainly welcome to. And also we're going to try to limit the number of people in the store to 10 at a time. We just really want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe. And I think as long as we do our best to do that, we can stay open as long as we can. So please help us maintain social distancing, keep a mask. We have masks available in the store. These are made by a local Carrie York design, backwards, but they're handmade. I have one right here. It's nice. I like them. So yeah, different sizes, small, medium, large. Different fabric types. I don't know that all fabric types are available in all sizes, but definitely we are doing our part here at the Twisted U to keep everybody safe. So we've done the, let's see. Oh, the yarn dots. Okay, so I had a whole bunch of product that I was going to showcase, but I think I'm just going to do these little bad boys here. These are called yarn dots, and they have a flat, actually I can open this. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay, so this one there's different styles. There's ones with saying, just one more row, shut up, I'm counting. If anybody's ever counted off a cast on and somebody talks, I think the natural reaction is to just count louder. I know I do. Yeah.
I do. My husband walks into a room if I'm counting, he sees my mouth moving, he just knows not to talk to me.
My roommate is learning that too. So yeah. Anyway, so these are little pins that you can put on knitted goods like this hat. It's got a flat back on it. I think you're supposed to be able to take this. Oh, maybe you just work it through the, oh, you just poke it through. So I try not to break this one, I guess. Anyway, it's got a flat back, so it's, hits against your head or it's lays flat. You just work it into oh, that's really easy. Just like that. little sass with my hat. So we have holiday ones, Born to Crochet, Happy Hooker is the other one. So fun little things. There's some holiday ones, and they just pop right in, just like that. Easy peasy. Speaking of easy peasy, I know I have some people waiting on these bad boys. They are a little magnifying glass to help you get your gauge correct. So we finally have some more of those in stock. Anyway, that's really all I have today. Thank you so much again, Kelsey, for staying with us, and so happy that it worked out that we were able to connect.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you all the best in the coming months, especially with the holidays. Keeping safe and getting your new product that we're all excited to hear about when it's ready.
Stay tuned.
Stay
We will
tuned.
have. Yeah.
So we will also drop in links to your social media in the video. So if we haven't done that already, it will be there. So anyway, thank you again. And everybody else, stay safe, stay twisted. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.